Hi everyone. In this video, we'll try to create a Bastion service for the admin VMs. So in the previous video, we have enabled VNet peering for both the VNets. We have created subnets. We have created machines. We have created LB. We have created application gateway. We have connected all this. But I would like, as I don't have admin servers, doesn't have any public IP, and I wanted to connect to this admin servers, and from the admin servers, I'll log into this and I'll do my troubleshooting. So for this reason, I can even set up a point to site or a Bastion service. Currently, administrations are organizations are preferring Bastion services because it's easy to manage and everything. So let's enable Bastion service for this admin service. How will I go and do that? I'll open Google and I'll do Terraform Azure Bastion service. So this is the way we can create and enable a Bastion service. So if I look at Bastion, so there's only one resource related to Bastion host, and it needs a subnet, it needs a public IP, and we need to create an Azure Bastion host. So let me first create a subnet. I'll go to network.tf, and as I'm creating the subnet in the admin, I'm preferring to be added it to be here, and I'll name that as Bastion, and I'll leave that Azure Bastion subnet because this is the way it has to be there. And the resource group it is Terra admin, and the virtual network is under Terra-admin, and the IP address here would be 10.0.1.24, and this is resolved. Now I'll go to public IP here, and I'll create public IPs. Now this one should be under Terra admin Bastion, and the it's Bastion PIP, and it is create should be created under the resource group Terra admin, and it should be static and standards queue. Now I go and choose this Bastion host, and as I'm configuring this in the admin instance, I'll keep it in the admin for the admin, so I'll use it here, and I'm going to mention it as Terra admin here, and going to name the Bastion as I'm going to name it as Bastion admin, and I'm going to create this here, and I'm going to name the IP configuration as Bastion, and here I'm going to name it as IP or config admin Bastion IP config, and the subnet where I wanted to create this is this one, Terra admin subnet Bastion. So I go here and I reference the subnet here, and the public IP will be Terra admin Bastion. So I wanted to link the public IP to this. So this is good, and this is good. So to that subnet, and yeah, so I'm enabling Bastion service for this virtual network. Any else things to be taken care? I believe there was nothing else. So all is good. We can actually now create the Bastion service. So I'll go and do Terraform validate first and see whether they're successful. And now I do a Terraform plan. And as I already have a state file, there is a deployment which was done. I didn't delete the previous ones. So previously I was deleting all the resources because of the building issue and everything. But if you see, the resources are still there and that were being deployed. So the Terraform state file is still there in this. So it is going to do a perform a refresh and check whether there is any changes in the infrastructure. No changes, only things as per new right now Terraform configuration files. It has to go and create a Bastion service and a public IP, and it has to create a subnet for that Bastion service. So I'm going to do a Terraform apply here and do auto approve. Let's wait for the deployment to be completed. We see the deployment got completed. Now if I go into the virtual machines and I'm going to log into this. One thing which I forgot to mention is when I started peering this both networks, I can actually, when I enabled Bastion service for this VNet, I can log in into this front-end servers and business logic servers. Now, in case if you team is actually using jump servers or something, that is when they use admin and they enable the point to site connection to from there where they log in from the to the admin servers, and they log in into from the admin servers they log in into this front end and apps business logic servers. Here when we enable the business bastion service to this network, and as the VNet peering has been established, so if there is if the energy rules are is allowing to communicate, then we can bash into even this VMs and everything. So let's see whether the Bastion service is being enabled. How can we go and check? We can go into any of the VMs. So I'll go to home here and go to virtual machine, and I'll click on admin VMs, see India VM1. So Bastion service, I'll just click on uh, here. If you see connect, in connect, I'll just click on Bastion. As the Bastion has been enabled, it accepts. And now the username is trainer and it is password. I can use from key vault also, but at this point of time just password, and the password is Indian at the rate 123456 7, and I can click on connect. Once I click on connect, in the here browser itself it is opening the remote desktop session. So that's the power of this. So if I open the edge, and I can send a request to the front end servers, and I'll try to send a request to business logic servers, and I'll see whether they are working or not. So here in the backend, see India, I'm going to just copy this private IP address. I'm going to send here a request, and the HTTP request is going there. And similarly, this one, I click on enter. The request is going on to the same to the other VM. And now if I send a front end machine 10.1.0.5, the request is going on here, and same thing here. The request has been sent. So this is how we are able to do the Bastion service into admin VMs, and we can check everything is working well or not. Even we can actually log into this backend servers as the VNet peering has been established. Now if I click on Bastion here, and I have to just provide the username and password, as I use the same passwords and username for every backend machines and the front-end machines and admin. So I'm providing the same credentials, which is trainer and then Indian at the rate 123456 7. So here uh, I'll be in a position I have logged in into the backend VMs. So let me do one more thing here. So when I'm creating these machines, this backend and admin instances and front-end instances, I'll try to create a key vault and I'll generate a random string and store that random string in the Azure key vault, and I'll provide uh, or otherwise I already have a key vault established in the subscription, and I'll retrieve the key vault secret details, and I will uh, provide the admin password here, so that even that way works. So whichever it is, either we can create a key vault or we can actually create use a secret from the existing key vault, and we'll provide the access to the key vault only to admin users, so that in a way the developers and testing team can't be able to log in into the either of these VMs uh, the without having the credentials in place. So only admins will have the credentials, so they'll be logging in. So we can create multiple use cases as such. But as for this example, at this point of time, I'm leaving it as enabling the Bastion service. I'll jump into the rest of the activities. I'll create a SQL database and provide and integrate that to the subnet. And then I'll create Azure policies. I'll configure backup for these machines, and I'll enable site recovery for these machines, and I will enable diagnostic settings for each of these machines, and then I'll configure an automation jobs as per policies or as per backup what has to be done. Thanks guys. Stay tuned in the next coming videos. You will get much better, more clear picture how we can set up this entire architecture using Terraform. Thank you.